Join me as I take on the creepy challenge of answering the doorbell at 3 a.m. and finding out what's really behind it. There's something undeniably eerie about the sound of a doorbell ringing in the dead of night, especially when it's at an hour like 3 a.m., a time when the world outside seems to be asleep, and all that's left is the darkness and the silence. The sudden, jarring sound of the doorbell can be quite alarming, making you wonder who could possibly be visiting at such an ungodly hour, and what their intentions might be. Your heart starts racing as you try to process what's happening, and a slew of worst-case scenarios start flashing through your mind: a potential intruder, an unexpected visitor with bad news, or maybe even something more sinister. The fear of the unknown can be overwhelming, and it's natural to feel anxious as you hesitate for a moment, wondering whether to answer the door or ignore it and hope the person goes away. As the doorbell rings again, the sense of dread builds up, making it harder to think clearly and make a decision. The anticipation of what might be waiting on the other side of the door is unbearable, and it's hard not to let your imagination run wild with all sorts of frightening possibilities. The possibility of a break-in or a home invasion is a very real concern when the doorbell rings at 3 a.m., and it's only natural to worry about the safety of yourself and your loved ones. You might find yourself thinking about all the horror stories you've heard or seen in movies, and how they could potentially become a reality if you're not careful. The fear of being confronted with something or someone that's beyond your control can be paralyzing, making it difficult to take that first step towards the door. As you stand there, frozen in uncertainty, the doorbell rings again, this time with a sense of urgency, as if the person on the other side is getting impatient. As the minutes tick by, and you're still trying to decide what to do, the silence that follows the doorbell ringing can be just as unsettling as the sound itself. You might start to wonder if the person has given up and left, or if they're still lurking outside, waiting for you to make a move. The not knowing can be agonizing, and it's only human to want to put an end to the uncertainty, one way or another. The fear of what might happen if you do open the door can be overwhelming, but so is the fear of what might happen if you don't. It's a catch-22 situation, where either way, you're taking a risk, and the stakes are high. The possibilities are endless when it comes to who or what might be on the other side of the door when the doorbell rings at 3 a.m. It could be a friend or family member who's in trouble and needs your help, a neighbor who's locked themselves out of their house, or even a stray animal that's wandered onto your porch. On the other hand, it could be something more sinister, like a burglar or a stalker, who's been watching you and waiting for the perfect moment to strike. The unpredictability of the situation can be thrilling, but also terrifying, as you have no idea what to expect when you open the door. You might have heard stories about people who've answered their doorbells at odd hours, only to find themselves face to face with something or someone they never could have imagined. You might have heard stories about people who've answered their doorbells at odd hours, only to find themselves in the most absurd, hilarious, or terrifying situations. For instance, a friend of a friend might have answered the door to find a neighbor who's frantic because they've lost their cat, or a pizza delivery guy who's gotten the wrong address. On the other hand, you might have heard stories about people who've opened their doors to find a group of friends who are playing a prank on them, or even a prospective buyer who's interested in purchasing their house. The range of possibilities is vast, and it's only natural to wonder what your own story might be if you were to answer the doorbell at 3 a.m. As you're standing there, trying to decide what to do, your mind starts to wander to all the possible scenarios that could play out if you were to open the door. You might imagine yourself being confronted with a shocking revelation, something that would change your life forever, like finding out that a long-lost relative has been searching for you, or that you've inherited a large sum of money from a distant uncle. Alternatively, you might picture yourself in a situation where you have to think on your feet, like talking your way out of a confrontation with a suspicious stranger, or negotiating with a door-to-door salesperson who just won't take no for an answer. The twist that could occur when you answer the doorbell at 3 a.m. is something that could stay with you for the rest of your life, a memory that you'll always look back on with a mix of emotions: shock, surprise, fear, or even amusement. It could be something that challenges your perceptions, forces you to reevaluate your priorities, or makes you realize just how small and insignificant you are in the grand scheme of things. The unknown can be a powerful catalyst for growth, change, and self-discovery, and the experience of answering the doorbell at 3 a.m. could be just the trigger you need to set off a chain reaction of events that will alter the course of your life forever. As the doorbell continues to ring, the tension builds up, and you're faced with a decision that could have far-reaching consequences. You might find yourself wondering if you're brave enough to face whatever is on the other side of the door, or if you're better off hiding under the covers, hoping that the problem will go away on its own. The doorbell ringing at 3 a.m. is a call to action, a wake-up call that challenges you to confront your deepest fears, and to find the courage to face the unknown. It's a test of your resolve, your character, and your ability to think on your feet, and the outcome could be something that will haunt you for the rest of your life. The experience of answering the doorbell at 3 a.m. is one that can evoke a wide range of emotions, from fear and anxiety to curiosity and excitement. As you look back on the experience, you might realize that it was a turning point in your life, a moment that forced you to confront your deepest fears, and to find the courage to face the unknown. The memory of that night could stay with you forever, a reminder of the unpredictability of life, and the importance of being prepared for anything that comes your way. The doorbell ringing at 3 a.m. is a reminder that life is full of surprises, and that the most unexpected events can often lead to the most profound experiences. In conclusion, the experience of having your doorbell ring at 3 a.m. is a complex and multifaceted one, filled with a mix of emotions, from fear and anxiety to curiosity and excitement. It's a situation that challenges you to confront your deepest fears, to find the courage to face the unknown, and to think on your feet. As you reflect on the experience, you might realize that it was a turning point in your life, a moment that forced you to reevaluate your priorities, and to find a new perspective on the world. If you've had a similar experience, or if you've got a story to share about a time when your doorbell rang at an odd hour, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more thrilling content, and I'll catch you all in the next video.